Gross 83. Yes, we are doing 2 videos in one night because tomorrow night I'm going out for dinner with some fine people. So I will not be back in time to do any review. So we're doing 2 one night because that is what Gross 83 is all about. Doing a little bit more for the fans. 77 wonderful subscribers to this channel. I was running up and down the stairs. If you can tell, I'm a little out of breath. I'm not in the best, well, I guess I'm in okay shape for a man of my age, which is very old. Now, for the second review of the night, this is not going to be a beer. We did the Coors Light in the previous video, which, if you did not watch it, you will have to watch it to find out if I liked it or if I didn't like it. But this video is a whiskey review. Now, what I did is I took the advice of some of the experts who I follow on YouTube. And their advice was, before you drink the whiskey, let it breathe for a bit. I let it breathe. Now this whiskey tonight is 100 proof, so I added 8 drops of water, which I find to be the optimal amount for a 100 proof whiskey to bring out the flavors, the notes, if you will. So let's get into this whiskey. I did already open it, as I mentioned previously, like 2 seconds ago. But this whiskey is Pinhook bourbon. Now, Pinhook bourbon comes out with a version every single year, and it represents a racehorse. And the racehorse that this is a 2022 version. This is not the 2023. That has not come out yet. And the racehorse this version of Pinhook bourbon whiskey represents is bourbondini. So, if you wish to, you can look up the record of this racehorse. And it is a colt. So I don't know what that means. I think a colt is a male horse, but I'm not sure because I'm not really into horse racing. Let's see what it says here. And I'm going to read straight off the label, so you can look at the beautiful racehorse while I do it. Every year, Pinhook releases new bourbons and ryes that showcase the best attributes of our barrels. After meticulous barrel selection and blending, we find the perfect proof for each expression, giving the vintage a character as unique as the thoroughbred on the label. Now, it says age. Now this is, I don't know if there's an age statement on here, but I believe the age statement is 3 years, which means the youngest bourbon in this bottle is, it doesn't mean the whole bottle is 3 years old. It means the youngest whiskey in this bottle is 3 years old. So you can have 3-year-old whiskey, you might have 9-year-old whiskey, you might have 5-year-old whiskey. I'm very excited to learn about this whiskey. And we're going to look. And another look at that beautiful racehorse. And the Pinhook Bourbondini, the 2022 bourbon selection. Now, I learned something the other day. I was watching an expert, and I mean an expert. I am talking I believe it was the son or grandson of one of the great creators of the legendary, actually I think the grandson of Pappy Van Winkle, which is a legendary bourbon. So I can trust that this fellow knows exactly what he's talking about. He advised people not to swirl the glass. Like with the wine, you swirl the glass. He advised against it. So I will not be doing that. I will not be swirling the glass. But what I will be doing is smelling it and hopefully getting some nice aroma. Now, I'm still not the best at smelling, but every day, every whiskey, I hopefully get better and better. My palate improves. But let's just get right into this whiskey. Now, see, I'm not great at it. I'm probably the fellow that I'm going out for dinner with, he is very, I don't know if I'd call him an expert, but he's far more advanced than I am. So I may ask him for some tips on getting the notes out of the whiskey, because I'm just not really there yet. One day I will be, and it will be a great day. But today doesn't seem to be that day. My nose, I don't know, my nose is just terrible. So let's just get into the taste and forget about the smell. Oh man, that was just the hello sip. And judging just from the hello sip, this is got some nice flavors. I can tell you, this is going to be a very good whiskey already. But we have to do the proper sip. Okay. That is very good. Now, I'm not an expert, but what I got from that whiskey, I genuinely got some honey, caramel, and butterscotch, and what feels like some floral notes. And on the finish, there was a spiciness that I really enjoy. Look at this guy. Look at Angel. What are you up to, Angel? That honey butterscotch in this, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But then you get that little kickback. Now, the finish doesn't linger. It's not short. I would consider it a medium finish. But man, this is phenomenal. And honestly, until I start really getting advanced, I'll probably think almost every whiskey is phenomenal. But that's what the learning process is. And most decent whiskeys are going to be sensational. If it's a bad whiskey, then I will know it. It will taste rough and gruff and like gasoline or lighter fluid or antifreeze. But this is great. I like this one. This is going to be 5 stars from your man Gross 83. This, if you can still get this one at your local dram shop, strongly recommended. 5 stars. And I'm not going to drink any more of this one because I still have a whiskey from a couple of weeks ago that I reviewed. And that whiskey, of course, is Maker's 46. So if you want to see what I thought of that one, well, the review is on this channel. And this has run a little bit longer than I wanted to. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and have a sensational weekend. Good night.